So many of you are posting, and this is reason to brag because, my goodness, you've got Shivangi who's bought Suzlon at a price of 1.5 rupees. We were both checking to see if the price ever hit that level, and it did in fact hit that level. Samir has already given his view on Suzlon, and he says that if you're holding for the long term, you should continue to do so, and even buying is not a bad idea. Samir, I'm just attributing to this to you, and I'm paraphrasing. I'm not repeating exactly what you've said. But Kunal, the question is whether or not you should book some, because she's got 20,000 that she bought at a price of 1.5 rupees per share. The stock is above 50 rupees even right now. What would you do with this?
Alex missing an old friend, Kunal.
I'm so sorry, Kush.
I get it. I completely get it. I've kind of gotten used to it. I mean, if you know what I mean, I think you know exactly what I mean.
Kush, what's the view?
But you're right. This is a point to brag. If you've bought Suzlon at 1.5 and you're holding it, even when it's 50, 60 rupees all the way up until 80, I don't see a reason why you should, perhaps book profit or exit out of it right now. Look, some of these stocks, what applies to them is harder they go, higher they go, harder they fall. It had a stellar run. In that context, it's sort of correcting, those excesses right now. So hold on to this one. A positional stop, if I were to give one, then it will be close to 47 rupees. Below that, perhaps the trend could change, from the medium to a long-term perspective. But as long as that is held, no issues. I think you should continue holding on to this one.
Right, that's the view coming in on Suzlon, I believe, because, okay, we're flashing, yeah, Suzlon. The next question is from Mamta from Chennai. She's bought IDFC First Bank, 500 shares at 88 rupees a piece. And, okay, her question is also on whether it's a good idea to average now or wait for the next few years. The stock is moving down from the last 1 year. If you can see, the stock is down around 28% in the last 1 year. Kush, I know, doesn't like averaging out, but Samir, I'll come to you for this one because, it's from a long-term perspective as well. Your view on IDFC First Bank?
So in the mid-cap banking or the smaller banking stocks, IDFC First Bank is my top pick, right? So HDFC we already discussed. Now IDFC First Bank, I'll tell you again 3-4 reasons that I really like it. One, they've been able to garner savings deposits in this situation where banking industry as an overall is struggling for savings. They've been growing their savings CASA much more than the rest of them. In fact, they also have a similar story. They merged with Capital First merged with IDFC, the erstwhile IDFC, which was infra financing, because of which they have some high cost bonds, which will get repaid over a period of time, replaced by these low cost savings deposits. So that will lead to NIM spreads automatically. Two, they have a strong engine of growth. If you see, they're growing their loan book by 30+%. They have diversified themselves from being a pure institutional play, which IDFC erstwhile was, to now being 90% retail, and that is going to keep growing. Now, they have gone through a little bit of a tough period given the fact that the microfinance and the credit card business has faced slightly higher NPAs, but we believe that is short-lived and that will recover. And we believe that growth, like I said, will take care of a lot of the other problems that they have. They've provided far ahead of what is required. I think they've taken on their microfinance 90% provision versus what may have been required at close to 15 or 20%. So provisions going forward will also not be very high. So I would say go ahead and average, go ahead and buy. I think this stock will give good returns over the next few years. Our 2 to 3 year target is closer to 150 rupees. So.
Wow, 2 to 3 years, more than double in 2 to 3 years is the view on IDFC First Bank.